back to Nucleus 5-minute series, and in this video we are going to learn about a very crucial structure of the cell, that is cell membrane. Since our young ages we are drawing the structure of cell, and how do we start with it? So we generally draw a border of the cell, and the border is nothing but the cell membrane in case of animal cells. In case of plant cell, the outermost covering is cell wall. Inside the cell wall there is this cell membrane. About cell wall we are going to learn in our upcoming videos, so stay tuned. Now, in this cell membrane can be defined as it is a selectively permeable membrane. Can be defined as a selectively permeable membrane. That means cell membrane do not allow all the molecules to enter inside or exit from the cell. It only allows specific molecules to enter inside the cell or exit the cell. So that's how the selective permeability of the cell is showcased. This property separates the cellular environment from the outer environment. So cell membrane is the selective permeable membrane that separates the outer environment of the cell from inner one. Now this cell membrane structure was studied only after the advancement of microscope, that was electron microscope, around in 1950s. So meanwhile the study was still going on, and the chemical studies on human RBCs released one structure of plasma membrane. Cell membrane is also known as plasma membrane. So further, the structure of plasma membrane was studied chemically to know exactly what is present inside it. And yes, if we are talking about the chemicals which are included in biology, then we are talking about the biochemicals or the macromolecules which are present there, which includes lipids, proteins, carbohydrates, right? So same way in cell membrane there is the presence of lipids and proteins mainly. These lipids include phospholipids, and especially major quantity of phospholipids are phosphoglycerides present in the cell membrane. Now these phospholipids have a very different or discrete structure. Let us learn about that amazing structure of phospholipid. So if you see the phospholipids, it is having this head part along with two tail parts. So this head contains the phosphate and glycerol group. Okay, that phosphate and glycerol group gives the head a polar nature. So head is polar in nature. What is polar? Polar means any molecule which is having positive and negative end. So head is having such positive and negative end, and this positive and negative charges on head gives it a polar nature, leading to affinity towards water, and that's why head is hydrophilic in nature. Head is hydrophilic. Hydro means water, philic means loving or affectionate. So it is having affection towards water. It is water loving. And these two small tiny lines below the head are tails. Now these tails are not having any such positive negative group. It is simply made up of hydrocarbon chain, and that leads to the non-polar nature of the tail. And since it is non-polar, it is not having the ability to interact with any other molecule, and that's why it also do not like to interact with water, and that's why it is hydrophobic in nature. It is hydrophobic in nature. So it is water hating, phobia. Phobia means afraid. Okay, so it is water, afraid of water, and that's why cell membrane is having discrete pattern of or arrangement of these phospholipids. Cell membrane contains this phospholipid in such a way that head is facing towards the aqueous environment and tail is being protected from water. How? Let's see. So suppose this is the cell. Suppose this is the cell. Now in outside of the cell, of course, we will find the environment is aqueous. Inside the cell again there is a cytoplasm which contain around maximum amount of water is present, and between these two parts there is the presence of our cell membrane. So of course if we place the head here, then tail will be facing this side. Okay, so if tail are facing this side, then tail will come in contact with the water which is present on the outer side of the cell, and for that reason our cell membrane is made up of phospholipid bilayer, where the structure includes bilayer means double layer of phospholipid which looks somewhat like this. This is the first layer and this is the second layer just below the upper one. Okay, so likewise lipid heads are facing towards the aqueous environment and non-polar tail are not at all coming in contact with water.